Justin, you said the last time we talked to you about working, you were talking about working one-on-one with Coach Day, maybe a little more sort of as you were waiting for the season to arrive or practice to start up. What specifically were some of the mechanical things you guys were hoping to work on in that time?
Really just like basic stuff, just my stride and getting my front hip through. So just nothing crazy, just little fixes here and there, and really just kind of more working on the knowledge of the game and kind of just going through different defenses in our offense because we have CJ and Jack, and they don't really know the offense as well as I do. So Coach Dennis has been working with them, and then while they meet with Coach Dennis, me and Coach Day, we meet, and then we kind of dive deeper into our playbook and talk about it more.
And Chris Olave was on with us earlier this week, sort of talking about how the final play of the Clemson game sat with him. I'm just wondering, when the play like that happens, and Chris seems to put a lot of it on himself, and I'm sure you think about it as well, like, does that help you guys form any kind of better connection? Do you try to work on timing maybe even more than you did last year, just to make sure you're totally in sync and try to avoid stuff like that, even if it's not on a stage like the Clemson game?
I mean, I think if that play would have happened or not, we would have been working the same amount we have been. So, whether or not that would have happened, I think we would have worked as hard as possible. But, of course, that definitely sits unwell with us. So, I mean, everybody knows Chris is a great receiver. He's a hard worker. He's a great leader. So we've just been getting better in the offseason.
All right, next up we'll go with Austin Ward from Letterman Row with Bill Rabinowitz on deck. Austin.
Justin, is there any part of you that wants to get hit before October 24th?
No, not really. I mean, last year I didn't get hit before the season, so I think I'll be fine. I don't really plan to get hit that much. So I hope I don't get hit that much that first Nebraska game. But yeah, so not really. I don't really have the urge to hit him anymore. Really.
And when you're in the quarterback room with these young guys, CJ and Jack, we haven't got to see them much, and they missed all of March and spring ball. What have you seen from those guys as they try and play a backup role behind you?
I think those guys are really hard workers. They're smart, and they really just want to get better. I think just from being around them, they're open to me talking to them and Coach Dennis talking to them. So if the biggest thing I see with CJ and Jack are just their urge to get better and their urge to learn.
All right, next up we got Bill Rabinowitz from the Columbus Dispatch with Tony Girderman on deck. Bill.
Hi, Justin. The last time we talked to you, it hadn't come out yet about the change in your diet. Could you kind of explain what the diet is and what made you decide to go with that?
Yeah, it's just a basic vegan diet, really. So I don't eat meat, dairy, or fish or anything like that. I eat fish like maybe once in a blue moon, but yeah, it's just that. And then my dad actually wanted to do it because he was kind of heavy, so I just tried it with him, and then it kind of turned into a family thing. So first we started off as a 28-day challenge. It was really a cleanse, and then I just like how I felt after that, and just kept going on from there. So I'm doing it now, and I feel great. My body feels great, and I feel faster and stronger.
When you first kind of proposed it, was it you or your dad had it come up, and were you skeptical at first?
Nah, I'm pretty open to new things. I'm not really skeptical about trying new things. So when my dad brought it up, I think it was initially going to be my dad, my stepmom, and my sister, and I said, you know what, I might as well join them and get in on the little competition we had. So just joined them, and we had fun with it, and I think members benefited from it.
And just real quick, could you just kind of give your assessment of how the other quarterbacks are doing right now?
Yeah, they're doing great. They're both getting reps with the two, so they're competing right now. But they're both doing awesome. They're both fast learners, and they're both, of course, talented. I mean, if they weren't talented, they wouldn't be here at Ohio State. So they both can sling the ball, and they're both very athletic. So I think they're doing pretty good.
Thanks, Justin.
Yep.
All right, next up, Tony Girderman from Buckeye Scoop. Tony.
Justin, speaking of freshmen, how have you seen those four freshman receivers grow since the winter? How much of a contribution do you expect from them this season?
I mean, I think they've grown a lot. Not really on the physical side of the football because they've already were there physically wise, but the biggest thing with them was kind of getting them in the playbook and kind of getting them on the same page as me. But I mean, all of our freshman receivers are great. They're talented. I mean, and I just can't wait for this upcoming season. I think they're gonna be a big part in our offense and definitely rotate a little bit. So you guys should see them out on the field a little bit.
And then regarding the diet, what did Coach Mick think?
I think Coach Mick was skeptical about it first, and so is our nutritionist. But I think I proved to them that that I can do that and actually be able to perform even better than I was before. So I think after them seeing that with their own eyes, and then they started to believe that maybe this is working for them. So I think they're open to it now.
Thanks.
All right, next up, Nathan Baird from Cleveland.com with Dan Hope on deck. Nathan.
Yeah, Justin, also on the freshman receivers, how much more do you expect to know or learn about them once you guys get to start having full contact practices?
We've already been kind of having dud practices. I mean, I don't think we're going to learn that much about them, to be honest. I think I've seen a lot from them already and just what they can do out there on the field. So I don't think I have really much to learn more about them, to be honest with you.
Coach Day said that one of the things you're doing this year is just asking more questions, asking tougher questions in meetings and things like that. Where did that come from? Was that something, did you feel like you learned more in the off season and can now apply that? Or is that just from a year of experience?
I think it comes from a year of experience. Last year I was kind of new to the playbook. So, Coach Day and Coach Mike Yursich, they would kind of give me the play and kind of be like, yo, like, it's either most likely going to be this guy or this guy or this guy open on a certain play. So now I can ask why we're calling a certain player or what Coach Day's goal is when it comes to calling that certain play. So I'm just kind of trying to pick Coach Day's brain and kind of get the reasoning behind why he's calling a certain play at a certain time in the game.
All right, next up, Dan Hope from 11 Warriors with Kyle Rowland on deck. Dan.
Justin, you mentioned the nutritionists. Kevin Wilson was saying last week that, they'll kind of do special meals for you because of a diet that you're on. Just kind of how does that work and how much does that help that, you have people at Ohio State that are willing to accommodate what you're trying to do?
Yeah, I mean, they do a great job. I really don't know if I'd be able to stick with it, if I didn't have them pretty much giving me food every day. But that they've done a great job. Basically, I go there, I eat breakfast, and then they usually have a meal made for me right before practice time. So I eat that before practice, and then they have vegan options, after practice for dinner for me to take home. So I really don't have to buy any food. They all make it for me there.
What are like your favorite vegan meals? What are maybe some things that you can eat that maybe people wouldn't know that you would eat?
I usually eat, sorry, my dog's right here, but I usually eat like a salad, like a tofu salad or like a tofu burrito or something like that. And, I think there's a lot of options. There's way too many options to kind of narrow it down because, I don't think I've experienced all the vegan options, but, all the things I've tried so far are great. And I think I'm getting a lot of other guys to, maybe try with me. I think Coach Day said he was going to try it. So, and I think Taraji Mitchell, he just started it like this week. So, just the more people that are trying, saying that it's not as bad as they thought they were, as that they thought it was. But I like all the food that comes with it. And of course, there's going to be like meals that don't taste the best, but you have to sacrifice the taste buds for performance on the field.
And I know there are some NFL guys doing that, like Tom Brady and Cam Newton and such. As seeing them do that, does that inspire this decision by you at all?
No, not really, because I know guys' bodies react differently to food. So I think it's kind of a personal thing. I'm not really basing it off of what they do or, what they get the results off of, because I feel like everybody can't play football off of a vegan diet. So I think it just depends on your body type and how your body reacts to it.
Thanks, Justin.
All righty, next up is Kyle Rowland from the Toledo Blade with Jared Smalley on deck. Kyle.
Hey, Justin, more food questions. How, is this something you're planning on doing, like, super long term, like, for the rest of your career, or do you
Yeah,
have, like, a time?
I feel like I'll be doing this pretty much the rest of my career because I feel good.
And do you feel are you less full? Or are you more like full and feel like you don't want to snack all the time? Like, how does it feel in that like sense?
No, not really. I'm not necessarily more or less full. Um, I guess I'm just normally full. I guess I don't know how to, answer that question. But I eat when I'm hungry, of course, and of course I try to eat more times throughout the day because some of the things that I eat may not have as much calories as meat or different carbs and stuff like that. So I do have to eat more often, but stuff that I'm eating is healthier, and as I get, again, I feel great and I feel awesome from it.
So you're just eating like several smaller meals throughout the day. Is that kind of how it works?
So I'll pretty much break it down to you. So when I wake up, I usually either make avocado toast or I'll have a bagel with vegan cream cheese on it, and then I'll go and work out. And then after my workout, I'll drink a plant-based protein shake, and then I'll probably have some fruit. And then before practice, I'll eat one of the vegan meals that the Woody makes for me. And then I might have a banana if that doesn't fill me up. And then after practice, I usually eat dinner, and then go home, and then later that night I'll just make up another protein shake, and that's pretty much what I do every single day.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
All righty, next up is Jared Smalley from WCMH with Spencer Holbrook on deck. Jared.
Hi, Justin. A few minutes ago, Coach Day mentioned that some of the staff members are not currently staying at home because they're doing all they can to try to limit their spread or limit their exposure to COVID-19. You all this week started your daily testing for COVID. Wanted to know a little bit about how that adjustment has gone, that you're doing it every single day for you and the players, and also the commitment to it that you and the players now have as you're closer to the season, knowing what your staff is doing, the serious nature of this whole thing. Walk me through how you and your teammates are handling that.
Yeah, I think my teammates and I are handling it well. Coach Day is constantly reminding us that we should stay socially distanced and, try to stay away from as many people as possible. And he also said the other day, the closer it gets to the season, the more risk you have. So I think the team understands that, and I don't think it's that big of a sacrifice to the team because I think everybody on the team is committed to playing this season, and we all want to do well. So we know in order for us to do well, we have to first take care of ourselves and make sure we stay COVID free. So I think it's a small sacrifice for a big reward, and we just doing our best to just stay socially distanced and just make sure we stay safe out there.
And I'm sure you and your teammates have already seen games across the country that have been postponed or canceled because of it. We lost an NFL game this week because of it.
Mm-hmm.
So has that also been sort of that reality check of how serious this is?
Yeah, just having those examples, Coach Day and Coach Nick, they do it. They literally tell us every day, like, to, stay safe, make sure you're making smart decisions outside of the facility. And, just seeing that, I think it's kind of it's kind of a reality check for the team, that it's just because you're getting tested every day doesn't mean the virus goes away. So I think the team knows that we have to stay safe and make smart decisions outside of the facility.
Thanks, Justin.
Yep.
All right, next up is Spencer Holbrook from Leonard Monroe with Patrick Murphy on deck. Spencer.
Justin, this has been a longer offseason than everybody's used to, and I'm sure you've dove into film the entire offseason. How do you make sure that you and Coach Day and Coach Dennis aren't really overthinking what you guys are doing at the quarterback position and make sure that you're just kind of still able to go out there and play football without overthinking because you've had such a long layoff?
Yeah, I think I've done more of the overthinking than Coach Day, but I've actually had to have a private conversation with Coach Day and, talk to him about that subject, actually. But, I think Coach Day, he's experienced enough, he's been to the NFL to where he's had players maybe overthink in the past, and he knows how much talent we have on his team. And his number one thing is just don't overthink. If anything, you just go out there and play your game. So I think Coach Day does a great job of reminding me that, and just the number one thing is just to every time you go out on the field, just play your game, don't think, and just just play.
Is it? And then I have to ask: is it hard to have a dog and also be a Heisman Trophy favorite?
Nah, not really. He actually keeps me busy at home because I'm not really hanging out with anybody, so it's just me and him the whole time. So we usually just chilling, watch Netflix movies when I'm home. So it's fun.
Thanks, Justin.
Yeah.
All righty. Next up is Patrick Murphy from 247 Sports with Colin Hass-Hill on deck. Patrick.
Justin, last year you obviously had a reliable guy in KJ in the slot. We talked to Garrett the other day about his move to the slot. I'm curious how you've seen that transition go for him and what he provides from that position.
Yeah, I mean, Garrett's a talented receiver. I mean, he might be one of the best receivers in the country, but of course he didn't really get to play that much last year. But I think he's going to make a big impact for us this year. I mean, he can really do everything. He has speed, he has hands, he can jump. I mean, there's really not anything he can't do. So just having him in the slot, opens up our offense more because the defense, he can go in or out. He has more routes that he can run. So just having him there, it's going to help us a lot on offense. And he's becoming a leader more and more every day. So I'm just glad he's there.
And you have been to SEC atmospheres. You've obviously played in the Big Ten. This year's going to be strange with no fans in the stands. I know you guys practiced at Ohio Stadium last week and are going to do so again. As a quarterback, how is that going to change stuff for you? How weird do you think that's going to be? I'm just curious from your perspective what you make of no fans in the stands.
Yeah, me, last year during the game, or before the game per se, I really wouldn't get hyped. I'm more of an even keel guy, so before games I would listen to more slower music and stuff like that rather than pump up music, just to keep my mind calm and to be able to think, because I think quarterback's more of a mind game and knowing what to do more than just going out there and hit somebody like a defensive player. So I think it's not going to change that much for me, but I think it is going to have an effect on other people. But it's our job to make sure we create energy throughout the team and just have energy when we play.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
All right, next up, Colin Hass-Hill from 11 Warriors with Doug Lamarice on deck. Colin.
Hey, Justin, when you look at what this offensive line is, how does it compare in your mind to what you guys had last year?
I think, our O-line this year is, of course, more experienced. I think Josh White and they're more comfortable in a leadership role. And I think with Harry, of course, he's a new starter this year. I think he's learning from those guys. And, of course, from that last video Ohio State posted, I think earlier this week, you guys see Harry's a very smart guy. So just having Harry there and then whoever's going to start at right tackle, I think those guys are just open to learn. And, the leaders they have on the O-line, they probably have some of the best leaders in the country. So just having the leadership we have on the O-line and just the coaching, I don't think it gets any better than that.
Did you try to have any influence on keeping Wyatt around this season?
Of course. I was calling Wyatt. I think I was kind of annoying him a little bit, but, that just what comes with it, because I think a quarterback is only as good as his O-line. So I'm trying to have the best O-line in the country because I know that's only going to make my job easier.
Thanks, Justin.
Yep.
All right, next up, Doug Lamarice from Cleveland.com with Tim May on deck. Doug.
Justin, we know injuries are part of the game, but as you look back now, after you hurt yourself late last year, how much in the end do you think that affected you? And what does it do for an athlete? Are you even more excited to get back on the field feeling completely healthy to maybe see, what you can do this year if you're not dealing with something like that?
Yeah, later in the season last year, it had a big effect on me. There were times where off of the football field where it would hurt to walk. So, just being fully healthy now. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do this year because I haven't ever prepared like I prepared for a season like I have this past off season. So I'm just excited to be able to get out there on the field and just show the world what I can do, what my teammates can do, and just show how hard we've been working.
And Justin, I know obviously your goals are team goals and winning a championship and that kind of thing. But every great athlete also has individual goals. Even whether it's about a Heisman conversation or awards or stats or anything like that, just where are you in wanting to show people how good you are, or maybe trying to show you're as good or better than any player in college football? How would you describe your personal motivation for this season?
To be honest, my personal motivation is just to win games, because I know if we win games and I do my job and we all do our jobs, I think everything will take care of itself. So I think our main focus is to just win our first game and beat Nebraska. And if we prepare like that every week, well, like that's what we did last year. So if we prepare like that every week, I feel like everything will take care of itself. But going into last year, I had no idea that I was going to be a Heisman finalist. So I mean, just having all that. I think going into this season, I should keep the same mindset and just focus on winning each and every game.
Do you think you have the potential to be the best player in college football?
Most definitely. I feel like I was gifted by God, and He's given me a lot of talent. But it's just up to me to just use that skill and just get more and more skill and really just work on my craft each and every day to get better.
Thank you, Justin.
All righty. Next up, Tim May from Letterman Row with Clay Hall on deck. Tim.
Thank you very much. Justin, when you smell steak cooking now, what's your response?
I don't really have cravings on steak or chicken or anything like that. I'm kind of past that, especially after watching some movies on that stuff. So I really don't crave anything like that. But some guys on the team always mess with me, like, how do you not eat steak or something like that? But I don't really crave steak or anything like that, because I feel good with what I'm eating. So I think, just the diet I'm on right now, as long as it's helping me out, I don't mind, skipping a steak every now and then.
Yeah. Hey, real quick before I ask you about the offense, what was the meal that you really enjoyed before you became a vegan?
I feel like there's too many to name, but I feel like the mac and cheese, of course, something like that, chicken tenders. Really just kids meals, to be honest. I mean, I feel like I wasn't a fancy guy, just basic chicken tenders, macaroni and cheese, and just regular foods like that.
I got you. Last thing for me, there's a sense that this offense could be as prolific an offense as Ohio State has ever seen, which is going back a long way, as you all know. What is your sense as you sit here today about that, about what you've got around you, about the offensive line you've got in front of you, and then also temper that with the idea, I know you've watched games over the last couple of weeks. Some teams have had kind of slow or sloppy starts. How are y'all going to attack that aspect of it? But first, answer that first question. Do you have a sense this could be a ridiculously prolific offense?
Yeah, I think we definitely have one of the most talented offenses in the country, but talent only gets you so far. So if we are able to execute, aren't able to stay disciplined, none of that talent will matter. So what we're focused on right now is just to, make sure we're doing everything right, everything the right way, everything the coach is telling us to do. And as long as we stay disciplined and as long as we do our jobs the correct way, I think, the sky's the limit for this offense.
Name one player who's jumped out at you in just workouts on the offense that nobody knows about.
Nobody knows about on offense. I would say Jameson Williams has been doing a pretty good job at receiver lately, and also Trey Sermon. He's really picked up the offense quickly, and I think he's determined. He's a hard worker. He's a smart learner. He's just everything you would want in a player. So I think both of those guys are going to have great years this year.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
All right, you got time for just a couple more questions. We'll go with Clay Hall from WSYX. Clay.
Yeah, Justin, since you're co-starring with your buddy there, what's his name, his breed? How long have you guys been together? And maybe you give us a little better shot of the big fella, your dog.
Yeah, my boy's name is Uno. I really didn't know what to name him when I got him last year, so I asked around for suggestions, and the best one I got was Uno, of course, because I'm number one. But he's a French bulldog. I've had him over a year now, I think. So I think I got him like right before last season. But here he is, right here.
Yeah,
he's a little bit over one now. So.
And one more thing. So he's your bud. I heard you say plant-based shake. I can't. That's a tough sell, brother. I mean, is that like broccoli or kale?
You know, it's not broccoli.
That?
I'm more of a chocolate guy, so I usually put chocolate almond milk in it, and then plant-based protein powder, chocolate nut, and then I also sometimes put a banana in there, but other than that, I just use that. So okay. I mean, you know, if you ever want to try one, just come to Woody and I'll cook one up for you.
So chocolate is legal.
Chocolate is legal if it's plant-based. Yeah, chocolate is legal.
Thank you for the
not all chocolate though. Not all chocolate. Not like candy bars or anything like that. But the chocolate I eat is.
So you don't put a Nestle Crunch in there?
Nah, I can't do that.
Thank you, sir.
Sir.
All right, last set of questions for Justin will come from Joey Kaufman from the Columbus Dispatch. Joey.
Justin, how do you think it's maybe benefited you guys from getting more practices in at the Horseshoe this preseason?
I think it's benefited us a lot. You know, just what Coach Day said. I was on the back end of his meeting. I think that's pretty much what the game's going to be like. So just being able to practice in there and kind of get a feeling of what the game is going to be like, I feel like it's going to make us more comfortable when it actually comes up in 3 weeks. So I feel like, you know, the benefit of having the stadium there and having, you know, just that game like sense feeling, I feel like it's just going to be like another practice, pretty much what Coach Day said.
You said you listen to calm music before the game, typically to calm yourself. What kind of music do you listen to? It's calm music.
Yeah, I really listen to calm music more than I do hip hop music, to be honest with you. But I listen to like R&B music. I listen to Summer Walker, Bryson Tiller, Drake, pretty much all of that. So I'm kind of a different in the music category. You know, most guys on the team, they listen to, you know, upbeat hip hop music, but I'm more of a chilling, laid back guy in terms of what I listen to.
All right, Justin and Uno, thank you very much for joining us today. I really appreciate your time, and have a great day today.
Thanks. Y'all have a great day. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks, Justin.